Binge Worthy.
Binge Worthy.
And this is different. Like we never get to cover network series, as we said in the intro, and I'm really excited about this.
We do. Oh no, we don't. Well, no, we don't.
No.
Because I was thinking of Avenue 5, but that's not a network.
No, HBO.
Yep.
But we're taking a look at American Auto, currently on NBC. And if you don't know what that is, when you hit is it
the National Broadcasting Company?
Yeah, when you like get off your Amazon Fire menu and you say like HDMI 1 to go to cable, and then you got like all these channels you can watch. NBC's one of them.
It's like a local channel.
Yes, or you could just go to Hulu like I do. Because most NBC shows are on Hulu.
It's on Hulu?
Yes.
I tried finding it on Hulu and it wasn't there.
It is on there. Spoiler alert, it is going to get removed from Hulu. They are transferring it over to Peacock. Fans of Superstore that was out there, this is the same creators, this is the same writers from the series. And what this show is, it's about an American auto company. It's supposed to take place in Detroit, so it's kind of like following the executives of GM, except this is Payne Auto. And fans of Superstore will be very excited because John Barinholtz, who was like the janitor in Superstore, comes over this, and he plays Wesley Payne.
He's the namesake.
Yes, he's the namesake, and he's just there. And he's very funny in the show. But I have to say, the series really stood out to me because the amount of laugh factor immediately on the series, when you start from episode 1, I was bought in. It took me 23, 25 minutes, however the runtime was, and I couldn't wait to watch more episodes of the series. Like, it starts with a bang, and it just kept me from there on.
You
think these companies would hire at least one guy who spoke Spanish?
Does anyone here speak Spanish?
I referred this over to you, and I was really curious how you would feel about it because, again, network series are very tough to come by. What were your initial thoughts? I want to come back to it, but I want to hear your thoughts.
It took me about an episode or two, I think, to understand that they were trying to find their footing. But that's all it took. It took maybe 2 episodes, and then they found it. And oh my gosh, this show is so funny, dude. Like I love how they joke on everything.
Everything.
Like, they have a whole episode, which this is my favorite, because you all know how much I can't stand the whole, like, woke culture. And, you know, there's a certain level that it's gotten to where it's just so far that you can't do anything, right? Because someone's going to be upset no matter what. And this show goes directly at it when they're
takes that topic on.
They take the topic on and they just kick the piss out of it because they had to film a commercial. And it's oh my gosh, dude, I've never laughed so hard at like a new television show than I did in that episode.
And they like it's every social like disturbing topic that could be out there. While filming this commercial, they just take on. Like, there's a African American character, and it's like, well, is he black enough?
I don't care. I really just want to sell cars. And actually, you know, that guy's skin.
And like, the show.
It's supposed to be. I'm sorry, but it's supposed to be like a mixed interracial family, but the African American guy that they have, he's a more lighter skinned African American, and so they're like. But when you put him next to the rest of the family, does he just look white?
Yes.
So then one of the other black guys is like, wait, so you're saying now that the black guy is not black enough, but he is black? Yeah, but is it going to show on camera?
Yes.
And then one of them is they have a
LGBTQ they try and represent.
Yes.
And then they say,
and
well,
it's these 2 women, and one of them's like. And I think the CEO says, but do they look like they're a couple, or are they just like friends? And they're like, well, should they maybe dress more? And they're like, well, how do they dress? Well, you know, like, I don't know, like, and so literally one of the characters goes up to the costumer and was like, could you maybe like, you know, maybe change their wardrobe to look more? And they're like, oh, you want me to les them up? And she's like, well, no. I mean, just like, I just want them to wear like whatever they would wear like on a normal day to day. Like there's so much tiptoeing around. And by the time they get this commercial, but by the time they're ready to film, the kids that they have for it timed out because kids can only work for so many hours on a shoot. And so then they film it, and there's like an empty swing set and like empty car seats.
Oh,
and it's like super creepy looking at that point.
Looks like a horror film.
Yeah, it looks like oh man, dude,
But that is to me where the show excels. Like those moments right there that Patrick was just talking about, and fans of like The Office, where Michael made you feel so uncomfortable that you were laughing at it. American Auto like tapped into that and then took it to a brand new level every single episode where you're just like cringe laughing because you can't believe the situation that these people put themselves in.
So occasionally, certain darker objects come off as not there.
And by darker objects, you mean?
Darker brown skin?
So you made a car that hits black people?
No, not intentionally.
And how they try and like dig their way out of it, and it just constantly like they're just constantly digging a hole for themselves, and it's grudgingly funny because you're laughing of like, I don't understand how these people are going to get out of this, and they've just tapped into that sense, I think, and it comes off so well, and it's a great cast.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's even an episode where they find out that like, what was it, like 80,000 of their vehicles need to be recalled, but then they look up, have there been any reports of these cars rolling out of brake? And they're like, well, no. Okay, so how much is it going to cost to recall?
Is it worth
compared to how much it may potentially cost with litigation and lawsuits and all this stuff? And they're literally like, and one of the characters, he's the lawyer.
Yes.
He was like, well,
Humphrey Kerr.
He goes, we need to remain analytical, right? We can't make it personal. And he's like, and then he talks about how his mother has that car, but she's over in the UK, so it doesn't matter. And then Cyrus goes, well, no, like our production, we ship it to the UK. And he's like, so then he's worried that his mom's gonna die. So you hear him trying to get his mom to get rid of the car. And she's like, well, why? He goes, because I'm buying you a new car.
Yeah.
And then he
gives it to his sister. He's like, no. And then his sister wants to give it to somebody. He's like, who? And he doesn't like him, so he's like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But he tells his sister, well, you can't do that. Why? He's like, because I'm buying you a car. Surprise. Like, it's just
They
so
just all
well
dig
done.
themselves a hole, every character. Anna Gasteyer, she plays like the brand new CEO of Payne Auto, and she's coming over from like
Big
cosmetics, or yes, Big Pharma.
A pharmaceutical company.
And she knows nothing about cars.
Oh, that's my Uber. I don't know how to drive.
So it's funny to see her kind of come in and play this. Harriet Dyer, who I don't know from anything else.
No, she plays the like PR. She's the publicist for the company.
Yes, and she plays it really well. Like she fits the character very well. I'm blown away by her acting in the character in the show. I find her extremely funny, and then she plays really well off of it's Ty White, who plays like he was a former like worked in the shop. Something happens. I don't want to spoiler, so they like offer him a job in the front office, and him and Harriet's character had like a one night fling. So there's obviously that. Will they or won't they? Which is in every sitcom. But they actually are playing it very well. Like, I love the chemistry between the two of them. There's moments of just, like, a sweet romance that you want to happen, but you understand it just can't.
I also love Cyrus.
Yes.
The character Cyrus, who's played by, what's his name? Michael Benjamin Washington. He plays the engineer. And he is so
He's like
funny.
the most overlooked.
And he starts to get like threatened because Ty White's character Jack is seen as like the best looking in the office or whatever. Yeah. And he starts to get threatened by it. And at one point, like they think that Jack has like saved their company. So they start chanting, Jack, Jack, Jack. And he's like, Cyrus, 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 Cyrus. Oh,
and he's really the one who saved it, but no one cares. Like he's always just overlooked. I give this show credit because I know you said it took an episode or two, but I give this show credit because The Office, where I compared it to, I think took a full season to figure its kind of grounding, whereas American Auto, I think, is just hitting the ground running. And if you're not watching it by now, I am 100%. You need to watch the show. I am weekly watching it. Like literally, I know when it comes out, I'm watching it immediately on Hulu because like I'm excited to see where they're going. It's not one of those that I'm gonna wait and binge after I've started it. Like I want to watch as soon as the episode comes out. I'm excited to watch it because it's that funny.
So it's definitely a watch for me. Check it out. You won't regret it. It's really funny.
Yes.
What do you think? Put it in the comments. Comment on our post when we post this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want your feedback.
Yeah.
I mean, the hate mail still counts as feedback, but we kind of want to hear from the other group.
We want to hear from the other side. Please let us know that there is another side.
There has to be.
Hope to God.
And if you're still with us right now, make sure you click like, subscribe.
Comment, share, hit the notification button so you can be alerted when a new episode comes out.
Yes, we're bringing you all great new content. And we've got some really cool stuff coming out, so you don't want to miss it. As always, I'm Rob E.
I'm Patrick Harney.
And this is
Tag On Show.